Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Season 10's second chance event. Tonight we're going to be following Lou the Lunatic and Lord Hobo Joe. Thought it was going to be by the name of Banana, but we have got Lord Hobo Joe with us tonight. As always, my name is David, and tonight we're going to be trying something a little different. We're going to be doing a solo cast. So let's hope that I've got the personality to be able to carry something like this. If not, then thank you very much for coming and joining me on my soul journey into madness. So let's get right on into it. So tonight we're obviously going to be focusing on Lou the Lunatic. He's our protagonist in this so-called series. Just to give a little bit of backstory into this saga, the season 10 has gone into its final cut, which basically means that for the players who've gone 6-0 or 5-1, they have the opportunity of playing for the top spot. Anyone who falls short of that marker, unfortunately, is out. So what these players are currently playing for is a free pass into next season's top cut. So in this mini event, players who are successful will automatically have a bye into the next round. Presumably they'll still get to play and enjoy their 6 games along the way, but they'll have that automatic bye going into the round. So, without further ado, let's have a look at the rosters. We'll start with our protagonist, Lou the Lunatic, who I believe is playing Weapon X again. He is indeed. And tonight we will be seeing Deadpool, a favorite of Luke's, Doctor Strange, Domino, Honey Badger, Hulk, Logan, the Wolverine, Rhino, Sabretooth Apex Predator, Wong, and X-23. Pretty standard roster. We've seen pretty much all of these characters on the board from Luke before. I don't think we've seen him play Rhino, but we have seen him play Hulk and Doctor Strange, so at least we know what's going on. And we are seeing Domino. Luke is a friend of mine in real life. We have had plenty of chance to talk about Domino and her inclusion into a Weapon X roster, and how, personally, I think that she's pretty stapled onto the roster. So we'll see how he enjoys her. As for Team Tactics card, we have Advanced R&D, Are You Sure You Want to Remember, Brace for Impact, Dossier, Fallback, Jonathan the Unstoppable, Kick 'em While They're Down, No Matter the Cost, This is a Robbery, and Exceptional Healing. New cards in here. I think Advanced R&D is a relatively new card. I don't think we've seen him play it before. Jonathan the Unstoppable is one of those cards that Honey Badger wants to play, doesn't often get the chance to play it, but that's where Advanced R&D might come in. And Kick 'em While They're Down is a new one. I'm thinking it's probably in tandem with the Incinerate handed out by Domino and the Bleed that the rest of the roster can hand out with literally no problem. We're a little bit late to the party. Looks like Lord Hobo Joe has already hidden his roster for character selection, so we might as well look at the missions, the crisis that have been selected today. We have, excuse me, Research Station Attacked as the extract, and Mayor Fisk vows to find missing witnesses as the secure. This is a very, very interesting mission because Research Station of Mayor Fisk, the new layout of Mayor Fisk is very centralized. So this is going to be a very interesting first couple of turns. I didn't see who got priority, so I don't know if they're going to be playing 15 or 16. That will obviously affect the rosters being chosen. I think the players are currently discussing, well, this looks like it's going to be our board layout. And as you can see right here, Research Station right down the middle, Fisk literally off to the sides. Players are going to be fighting for these points relatively early on, and that's where Weapon X really likes to be. I didn't get a chance to see what Lord Hobo Joe was playing, so that's going to be a nice surprise. I got a Mr. Robert giving us a wave. Hi, Mr. Robert. Glad you can join us tonight. I know it's a little bit late. Luke likes to play in the central bracket. The central bracket allows opponents, if they play in the evening, it's an hour later. We're on the East Coast here. And it just kind of allows us to have that extra time to play in the evening. Right. So as we're getting into this, we've joined Luke on his journey before. He's tried a couple of things, and he was really tempted to make Criminal Syndicate work. He's been really liking Rhino, and he likes the flex to be able to play the secure game a little bit better. And in this particular scenario, Kingpin led criminal syndicate is very, very good. The researcher, obviously, counting as a contestable, counting as two models on that can really help sway the game in your favor. And then obviously, Fisk is very, very fantastic for, Mr. Fisk himself. Go Lou, yes, Mr. Robert, we are rooting for our boy. Not to say anything against Lord Hobo Joe, we'll try and remain as impartial as possible, but we do want to see lots of blood and lots of mayhem coming out from Logan and the boys. So depending on who has priority, we'll see either a 15 or a 16 point game. I think as Weapon X, I think you're okay with both of those numbers. You can make a very solid 15. He does have Doctor Strange in there, so he could go for a 4 wide. Go Logan, Domino, X-23, and then throw in Doctor Strange. He has plenty of other options. Sub out one of the 3 costs for a Honey Badger and put in Hulk. That's a good option there. Or you can go fairly pretty wide there. All right, Lord Hobo Joe is putting models, and I see Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, big fan of Guardians. I'm a Guardians player myself. We are seeing Guardians of the Galaxy with Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme. So currently we've got Rocket, Nebula, Groot, Star-Lord, and Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme. I'm not sure if this is a glitch, but he has his roster still hidden, but the characters have popped up on the streamer view, and he's putting his cards over as well. I'm not sure if this is just a glitch from my side or if this is a glitch in the TTS spectator mode in general. But the cards that he is going with are Patch Up, Follow Me, Lovable Misfits, Deadly Duo, and Crew of the Milano. I'm a big fan of Lovable Misfits, the card. Obviously, Lovable Misfits being the namesake of the channel, but the card itself doesn't see a whole lot of love. It is a very random card. You can get anything from a free attack from each of your models, all the way down to stunning your entire team. I think the last time I played Lovable Misfits, I rolled 3 skulls, so my entire team was stunned at the end of the turn, and I think the only person who actually got to attack was Beta Ray Bill, which was very unfortunate. And let's see what Luke has decided to go with. He has exactly what one of the options was going to be. So it looks like instead of going X-23 Domino Logan, he has gone with X-23 Honey Badger Logan, and then the Hulk is in there too. This is an extremely punchy team. Cards chosen are Exceptional Healing, Dossier, Are You Sure You Want to Remember, No Matter the Cost, and Fall Back. Exceptional Healing is pretty much staple to this roster, with Healing Factor everywhere. Dossier is a kind of a 50-50 card. I personally put it in my roster every single time. I love the card. Are You Sure You Want to Remember is obviously stapled. No Matter the Cost has lots of cool applications, especially with Logan. But even so with X-23 and Apex Predator. And then Fallback is obviously a nice defensive card. And then we've already gone over the Guardians player as well. I'm interested to see Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme, and Guardians. Personal favorite model of mine. I love playing Convocation, and I love playing Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme. He is a very, very good model. I think from now on, rather than saying his full name, I'm just going to call him Sexy Strange, because he's got that Ned Flanders look going to him. Stupid, sexy Flanders. Alright, Logan placed on the side, Hulk placed on that. Just looking at the dice rolls, it looks like Luke won priority, so Lord Hobo Joe would have chosen the board side and would have chosen Threat, and it looks like we have gone with 15. 3, 6, yeah, we definitely went with 15. Interesting thing with the deployment here, everything is going to be right down the middle. I didn't get to see the rest of Lord Hobo Joe's roster, which is a shame. I'd love to see what other cards he had in here. If Agent Venom was an option. Agent Venom did extremely well in one of our previous battle reports. Had an amazing couple of turns where a double beam completely turned the tide of the game right after Logan had a double beam turn, which had also turned the game. So We both know, well, we know the strength of beams, we know how impactful they can be, but neither player choosing to bring their incinerate on a stick, particularly in what looks to be a very close quarters game. Lu does have Honey Badger, who, if positioned correctly, can operate in the same way, but a little bit more finesse required than just looking at a target and being like, yep, you're on fire. I'm going to make you way easier to kill. Patch Up and Follow Me are going to be great cards for Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supreme, who gets 3 power a turn, so he could be a very good battery for both of those cards. Crew of the Milano, he's got 4 Guardians, and Nebula is a personal favorite of mine. I think she's she's my favorite 2-threat in the game. I don't think she's the best 2-threat, but she's my favorite. Next to Rocket does exactly what he says on the tin. Very straightforward. He's going to shoot you. You're going to take damage. But Nebula she doesn't care about objectives. She just wants to murder you. And I love that. Also immune to stun, which is going to be very, very important going into this mission, because if you end within range 1 of a witness after it is moved, you get the stun condition. So her being immune to stun is going to make that very, very useful. And I think Logan is the same. Yeah, Logan's immune to stun, as is Hulk. So both very decent choices on this mission. So I think we're going through our pre-game ritual with Weapon X. So we have to assign who the leader is going to be and who the dossier is going to be played on. So Logan is I think Logan is the only applicable option, unless Laura Kinney can play it. No, X-23. Yeah, Laura Kinney can play it, but you very rarely see her do it. So dossier will be played by Logan, and that will be Lord Hobo Joe's decision as to where he wants the dossier to go. And then we're probably going to see Are You Sure You Want to Remember on X-23. Pretty standard there. So now it's just a matter of who does Lord Hobo Joe want the dossier to go onto. I'm not sure who the correct choice is in this particular layout, so we'll be interested to see who he decides to put it on. I think the dossier token, unfortunately, doesn't quite stick to the card it's supposed to be going on. And he's going on to Rocket. Okay, so relatively, honestly, a smart choice. Assuming that you're staying kind of close to Groot, the attacks are going to get bounced onto Groot anyway. However, Hulk's addition to the Weapon X roster can really throw a wrench into that work. You can throw Groot away. You can throw Rocket the opposite direction. Lots of options there to make sure that Rocket is isolated to get that token off of him. For those who are unfamiliar, if you haven't seen any of Luke's Weapon X games, the dossier is personally, I love this card. Always take it. Some people think it's a bit of a trap, but I personally really like it. Your opponent chooses a character of theirs, and they hold the dossier token. The character that played the card then gets to reroll everything, including skulls, against that chosen target. If the character is ever dazed, they drop the token, and a Weapon X character can pick it up. Well, sorry, anyone can pick it up, but if a Weapon X character is holding it, they get the long movement, and they get to add 2 dice to their attack rolls. So that can be really, really good. The trap that I see a lot of people fall into, is they exclusively go after the dossier character with the character that played the card to get the maximum efficiency out of the card, but that isn't entirely necessary. You can go after it with anybody, but as long as it's the Weapon X character that's picking it up. So getting into the first activation, it looks like we've got X-23 taking the initiative, and she's going to move straight into the middle and getting within range 1 of that researcher, trying to stay within 1 of the car, hoping for cover in case Star-Lord ends up going for the top witness. I got a 30-second countdown for Lord Hobo Joe, remembering that he hasn't played his round 1 winging it tokens. I'm not judging. I always forget to put my round 1 winging it tokens down. Very rarely do they come in play. Every once in a while you'll get a round 1 pot shot. Mission like this, you're more than likely to get them down, but he hasn't played his winging it tokens. I'm sure he's going to remember in about 30-ish seconds. Yeah, Nebula is going to be so good on this mission. Every single there's no one is really going to be running away with an extract. So Nebula's always going to have someone that she can go forward and punch. It looks like Nebula's going to take the first action here. And when she's attacking someone who is either holding or contesting an objective, she gets full rerolls, with the exception of failures. But being able to reroll a lot of those dice makes her punch well above her weight. At the cost of she can't interact with extracts or secures herself. She cannot contest, she cannot interact, so she can't necessarily score. Her job is very straightforward. She's going to murder you. So Nebula is going to be going into X23 here, and that's a brutal opening gambit. 3 attacks, or 3 shots, and there are the winging it's. So Doctor Strange, Star-Lord, and Rocket. Pretty standard. Looks like X23 has spent a memory token. So it's going to be 4 successes straight off the hop. X23 is going to be blocking 3 of it. That's a really, really good roll in return. So only 1 damage. X23 does get a reroll. I did forget that. Unfortunately, doesn't pay dividends. That's still only going to be 3 blocks. But Nebula gets a power off of that, so she goes up to 2. That is 1 damage. X23 cannot heal that because her activation has already ended. It's going to be important for Luke to know that he's probably going to have priority for most of this game. So being able to manage his healing factor is going to be a very important skill in this mission, I think. So now let's see where Honey Badger has decided to end up. She's going to go and obviously keep her sister company. Now, Honey Badger's placement here isn't entirely important because she obviously cannot contest any of the objectives. So it's just going to be a matter of where does she go to threaten whom. The Kinney sisters have a very important ability where if either one of them takes damage from an enemy effect while within 3 of the other, they can advance medium towards the character that did the damage. So if you target X23 and deal damage, and Honey Badger's within 3, Honey Badger can move towards the assailant, and vice versa. Can be very, very important for keeping both characters relevant. X23 is a very murderous character, so getting her within murder range is important. But Honey Badger has the Ankle Biter ability, which is effectively Incinerate, but you have to be within range 1, and it can be very difficult to get within that range. So the Big Sis, Little Sis ability is what allows her to get those extra movements. So Honey Badger has decided that she's going to end very, very close, and which is obviously where you kind of want her to be. Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme, is about to take his turn. Sorry, I was going to call him Stupid Sexy Strange. And I shall. Lord Hobo Joe is making the smart decision of making sure he stays out of range 2. It's a very aggressive placement, is going for the range 3 builder, which is a mystic attack, which allows him to gain a bunch of power. 5 dice builder with Pierce. Another memory token has been spent, so Laura's the defense will be going from 2 up to 4. And if he takes no damage, then he'll get to move small towards Doctor Strange. If he does take damage, then Honey Badger will be able to move medium towards Doctor Strange. So there's going to be some cool movement shenanigans going on here. Alright, 5 dice Mystic going in. Gets the Wild Pierce, but there are 2 skulls. Now remember, Doctor Strange can reroll all of these if he wants to. He's choosing to. And is going to be doing 4. No Pierce, but Laura Kinney does not block any of this. This is a dazed X23 right from the get-go. Unless that was going on to Honey Badger. Pretty sure that was going on to X23. I know that that's who I would put it on. Doctor Strange is going to gain a butt ton of power. Yeah, that's a dazed X23. And this is, unfortunately, is one of those brutal moments in this game where you've got very centralized objectives. Guardians love to see centralized objectives because you know your opponent's going to be there. You know you're going to get a bunch of free shots. Uh, that's a brutal start. That's an absolutely brutal start. That effectively now means that if Luke wants to contest the researcher at the center, he's going to have to put another character there. Logan is unfortunately in a spot where I don't think he can only really interact with one objective on the table, so it's going to put Hulk into the danger zone. Now Honey Badger gets to move up as a result of Big Sis, Little Sis, and the goal here I think is he's trying to put himself within one of both Doctor Strange and Nebula, knowing he's going to have priority next turn. Giving them both -1 defense dice is going to be will hopefully give him a good early activation. Doctor Strange looks like he has spent power to play Scalpel of Strange, which allows you to pick a character within range 2 and teleport them within range 3. So that move from Little Sis that got him in range was enough to allow Doctor Strange to teleport Honey Badger out of harm's way. So now Honey Badger is in a really precarious spot. Groot and Rocket could just lay into her if they want to, leaving Honey Badger out to dry. Luke has a couple of choices here. Obviously, he's got Hulk and Logan that can go. He can also pass. It's 2 activations left to 3. But Honey Badger's in for a world of hurt. Luke does get a memory token back from X-23 dazing. Woof. Fast and bloody. That's how we like it. Fast and bloody. So Hulk is going to go. The very good benefit of being a big-based boy is that you should be able to get in range to contest both. And Doctor Strange obviously was the only piece on Lord Hobojo's team that is able to displace him straight away. Groot can do it if he's got the power, but Groot doesn't have the power currently and definitely doesn't have the range to do it. But that is going to put Hulk into a very decent spot. Double move. I think he's just looking to throw something. Up a little bit. Yeah, so he looks like he's in range of both of those objectives, which is very good. Should be within range 2 of that building, and he has his pick of the choice. He can throw at Doctor Strange. He can throw at Nebula. Let's see who he decides he wants to throw it at. He can recover. Yes, I believe he can. I believe X-23 has a lot of power, and X-23 can have some very scary turns, particularly if she just gets 1 kill. She can proc her frenzy, which can allow her to access a lot of terrifying characters, especially with them being in the back there. So Hulk is going to be throwing the building at Nebula, so Nebula gets to roll. That's 1 too many dice. Yeah, there we go. So we're going to be rolling 3 with a blocking 4 incoming damage. Blocks 1, so it looks like there's going to be 3 damage going on to Nebula. So pretty decent attack there. That is exactly what I was talking about. With Frenzy now, if X-23 might be within range 3 of Nebula. If that is the case, then should be able to do a Claw Rush, which gives you a medium move, as long as you do the 1 damage, which X-23 can usually put through, especially with Pierce. Should be able to trigger Frenzy, get him a little bit further onto the back line. So good turn from Hulk. He might take a couple of shots in retaliation, but he is at least contesting some points. This looks to be... I don't know what attack we're doing here. Honey Badger only has 2 energy defense dice. So if he rolls 2 dice, it's from Rocket. If he rolls... Spending an energy tote. Okay, so this is Rocket attacking into Honey Badger. And Honey Badger is blocking 3 of the 4 with a crit exploding. Blocks 3. So Honey Badger's only going to take 1 damage from Rocket. Probably not a good time to use a Winging It token. You rolled 4. You've only got 1 dice to reroll. I can expect Rocket to do it again. Yeah, why not? Absolutely, why not? This time he's only going to be rolling 2, but he does have that Winging It token. Honey Badger can only roll 2 dice here because he's only has the 1 memory token left. Alright, sorry, use the last one. Still blocks 1, and the Winging It explodes both of them. Oh my gosh, what a yield there. So that's going to be 3 more damage going into Honey Badger. Okay, so it's kind of a good thing that Honey Badger survived here. Because it's gonna if Lord Hobojo wants to get the days, he's gonna have to commit Groot, which means he's not moving models forward to contest any of these points. Logan gets a free run at the Witness here. Star-Lord might put a shot into him, but Logan does have 4 energy defense. Logan's got a good chance of being able to resist most of this roster, except for Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is a really, really good pick into Weapon X, giving him that Mystic Splash that Guardians kind of miss on their own. Guardians don't really need a whole lot of help. They're a very, very, very shooty faction. Ooh, okay. Pre-measuring the range 3 for next turn. Probably looking to get Logan into the thick of it. The one downside about this of Luke having full deflate of the board, Luke will be able to move the Researcher, moving to where he wants, which could be good. If he wants to push for the extra points, he can move it closer to the Guardians, but then that means he's running into the gun line. The bad part is Lord Hobojo will get to move both of the Witnesses and could do the same thing, could pull him closer. And if he pulls him closer, again, running into the gun line, there's no benefit of getting the stun because neither the Hulk nor Logan can take the stun. He can obviously, if he wants to, give him the damage because they do take a damage as well. But Hulk has 20 health, doesn't really care a whole lot. Logan has healing factor, so again, not a big problem. But there we go. Honey Badger is not going to get dazed this turn. Groot is just going to walk forward and contest the Researcher and has left Rocket alone. Now, Rocket, remember, is holding the dossier and now no longer has that protection. Now, Star-Lord has a couple of choices here. I'm really excited for Luke's next turn. I think he's got a lot of choices. He's got a lot of good positioning. And X-23 has quite a few targets to go into, and plenty of power to do everything he wants to. X-23 actually has a really cool window, even if he's not within range 3 of Nebula, has a really cool window to be able to access Rocket. Might not be the greatest play because he's moving away from the objectives, but if he wants to go bloody, he's got a really good window. So we'll see what Star-Lord wants to do here. Weighing up his options. Hulk is going to be a very important piece in this game, I think. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if Lord Hobojo agrees or if he just wants to leave him be and kind of let him off to his own devices. A lot of tough choices here. Measuring range 3 to Logan. I guess that would just be for offensive rerolls, or maybe he's considering the Doctor Strange using a Mystic attack onto Logan to trigger Get Out of My Head. I know I've covered it once or twice, but if you haven't seen it before, Get Out of My Head, the first time that Logan is damaged by a Mystic attack, after the attack is resolved, all allied characters within 3 suffer a damage. They do gain a power, but basically Logan lashes out, getting very frustrated. Logan's good at that. And a double move by Star-Lord to get... I couldn't see if he was within range. We'll see from the scoring, but to get within range of the Hulk. So, see, that's very interesting. This is going to be a very low-scoring turn. That's going to be only 2 points to Lou. This is contested. This one is owned by Lou. So that's only going to be, it's going to be a 2-0 score. Oh boy. This is going to be a very bloody game. Now, this is the choice that Lord Hobo Joe has. He can put him closer to get to the gun line, or what looks to be a little bit more likely here, he's going to be moving the senator away. So in this mission, during the cleanup phase, each of the witnesses may flee, starting with the player with priority. So in this case, it would be Lou. Place all witnesses secured by their opponent within range 2 of their current position. So this objective shouldn't actually be moving. Oh, never mind. It doesn't look like Star-Lord was in range. So Lou actually gets 4 points there. Okay, so no one's within range. So he's pushed this one a little bit out to try and tempt Logan to run away from the fight. And then this one's going further back again, trying to lure Lou into that gun line. So the score is now 4-0. Lord Hobo Joe taking the opportunity to lure his opponent in. Looks like our hero Lou is doing well. Bojez, yeah, on score, yes. He had a bit of a rough first turn. X-23 got dazed very early, but that's unfortunately a risk in this mission. Honey Badger almost met the same demise, but he does have priority. He has plenty of options here on what he wants to do. This could be a very, very bloody turn. And I'm excited. I love bloody turns. While we're thinking about that, yeah, so Logan's got an interesting choice here. He can either ignore the witness and run into the center and do what Logan does best, which is cut everybody to pieces, or he can go and stand on the witness. Obviously, one is a better choice than the other. Winging It's have gone on to Doctor Strange, Star-Lord, and Rocket. I'm intrigued by the Doctor Strange getting a Wing It token. He can reroll everything by himself, thanks to his Eye of Agamotto ability, but he has to reroll every dice there. So the Winging It token allows him to choose dice that he wants to reroll. So Luke has priority. He has lots of options. Let's see which one he decides to go with. Ooh, okay. Okay, so Logan is within range of both Groot and Doctor Strange, so if he wants to play no matter the cost, he can get a beam off here. We all love bloody turns. More action is better. Absolutely. Why do we play games but just to enjoy and have some fun and kill things? And I am blurry. Turn off the blur. There we go. Yes, all of bloody turns. The bloodier, the better. So Logan is playing no matter the cost. He is spending 2 health from no matter the cost to use his Tornado Claw, which is a beam 3. He's already measured. It catches both Groot and Doctor Strange, so he gets to roll a 7 dice physical against both targets, and then gets to place within range 1 of the person he attacks last. So that's 0 blocks on Groot into 3 successes. Okay, so Groot is going to be taking 3 damage. No wild, so no pierce or bleed, but that's okay. So now he's going to be doing the 7 dice physical going into Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange gets to reroll everything here if he chooses to. It's only going to be 2 successes from Logan. He is going to pierce the 1. Now, Eye of Agamotto could let him reroll everything if he wants to and maybe look for another one, but he is currently blocking 0. He might as well. Gains bleed, takes the 2 damage. Okay, so now Logan gets to place within range 1 of the last target, which is Doctor Strange. So he gets to place within range 1 there. Now, this is the interesting part. There might be a window here. I think Logan might be going for the dossier here. I think he has seen the Rocket is on his own. Oh, heck yes. Let's go. Sexy Strange. I keep on stupid Sexy Strange. So Logan is going ham. He is going to be attacking into Rocket, who has the dossier. Groot is in the middle of the table. No protection. So Logan is going to be rolling 5 dice physical, re-rolling everything. Re-rolling everything, including skulls. Oh god, that's a dead Rocket. This three three crits and a hit. That is oh my gosh. And Luke's just gonna reroll for the sake of it. That is 5 successes, 3 reroll, 7 damage. He only does the 3, but that's that is a 7 die. That is a dead rocket. Dead rocket. Alright. Little wee bit of overkill. Now Logan does get to place within range 1 of the target, and then the dossier drops. So Logan's going to be a little bit out of the position, But was it worth it? Absolutely worth it. Any chance that you get to kill Rocket that badly, and especially pick up a dossier token, absolutely. Get that dossier. Oh, he did, and it was disgusting. Very overkill. 6 crits. Ugh, love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. Just a reminder, that dossier token now on Logan, he gets to roll 2 extra attack dice on every attack and has movement long. The movement long doesn't really matter for Logan, and I'll tell you why. Every single one of his attacks has a place of range 1, so as long as he's within range 3 of somebody, he can teleport around the table. As you can see, he started his move right here, and in 2 attacks, he is able to make it over here. I love Logan. Absolutely love Logan. I think he's busted. I think he's super strong, especially given how much reach he has right there. And the good thing about shutting down Rocket right there is there's no deadly duo this turn. There's no potential lovable misfits from him. He's got a lot of power, and he might, if he ends up dazing Nebula before Nebula goes, he might sacrifice priority. But you get Rocket off the table. The dossier token has not been picked up. Now it has. There we go. Alright, Logan with that dossier is fantastic, and he heals the 2 damage at the end of the turn. So he took 2 from no matter the cost to pay for his spender, and he heals that back thanks to healing factor. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And he's got 2 power on him, which isn't enough to play exceptional healing, but he takes 1 more damage. He should be in a good spot. So Lord Hobo Joe, he's got some choices here. He's got a lot of choices. He can daze Honey Badger here by attacking Logan with a Mystic attack, which isn't necessarily a bad play, but he's got plenty of choices. And again, as I was mentioning earlier, Hulk here. Hulk is going to be a key piece. He doesn't have the ability to be able to do as much damage into Hulk. Star-Lord is in danger close. Rocket is dazed, so can't put any damage onto him. Doctor Strange is going to be the most consistent way of taking down Hulk, and I don't even think that's the correct target. So we'll have to see what he does here. Love the early Logan leap. Love the early dossier pickup. This is going to be a lot of fun. Now Nebula has pseudo healing factor, and what I mean by that is her enhanced cybernetics. At the start of this character's activation, you can heal 1. So it'll get her back up to 2 health. Will make her require a little bit more effort to bring down. And again, she can be very, very deadly. And Logan is holding the dossier, so Nebula technically gets full rerolls against Logan. Not technically, actually gets full rerolls against Logan. It would be full rerolls on full rerolls. Lord Hobo Joe has some decisions to make. I don't know what I would do here, actually. This is a very particular... I think I would probably look at getting Star-Lord out of Danger Zone, because Hulk has a really strong... He's got a really strong couple of activations here. He's got the power for a Thunderclap, but I don't know if that's the correct play. Beam 3 might hit the mole? I don't know. But I mean, X-23 is sitting there. X-23 is sitting there looking sad. Gotta believe in the heart of the dice. All he's gotta do is just gotta play Pot of Greed. And, you know, what Pot of Greed does, it allows you to draw 2 cards. Yeah. But what does Pot of Greed do? No one knows. No one knows. Yeah, so many rerolls. This is a very reroll heavy game. for sure. Almost every character has rerolls, and Guardians obviously comes with an 8. So we're going to go 5 dice attack. I didn't see the target, but that is a heck of a defense roll. That's 4 blocks. But there's a full reroll going on here, so I get to assume this is Doctor Strange. And nothing happened, so it looks like we're doing a secondary attack here. We've got 3 defense dice. If this is Doctor Strange's Mystic Builder, it looks like it's going into Hulk. Interesting choice. So full rerolls as well. Doctor Strange is getting 3 into Hulk's... Oh, he's spending the Winging It token. Hulk is only blocking 1 here and cannot use Hulk Not Puny Banner. So that's 4 into the 1. So Hulk will take 3 points of damage. Hulk is going to love that. That's almost close to getting an extra dice worth of damage. If you haven't seen it, Hulk has You Won't Like Me When I'm Angry. Add 1 dice to this character's attack rolls for every 4 damage. So every 4 damage he takes, he gets an extra dice. So his builder goes from 7 dice to 8 dice. His beam goes from 5 to 6. And that's for every 4 damage that he takes. So the more damage you put onto him, the angrier he gets, the more he punches. Very appropriate. That was a very interesting turn from Doctor Strange. He just used 2 builders. I don't know what's happening. He used Follow Me. He just rolled whatever this is attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8 dice? What's going on? He's rolling an 8 dice. Maybe this is Groot? I think he's I Am Grooting. Ah, yes, okay. He used I Am Groot, the 8 dice physical, which automatically staggers, and he gets to throw the Hulk. So Doctor Strange had the power, played Follow Me. He hasn't spent the power yet. And now Groot is getting to go. I think this is a plan to steal priority. But now he gets to throw Hulk medium, and I think that is going to get Hulk out of range, especially with the stagger token on him. But Hulk is very, very fast. With his Gamma Leap, with his large base, he can get back into the fight fairly quickly. But this is getting 2 activations down. So now it's going to be 3 to 2. So the Follow Me play has taken priority back for Lord Hobo Joe, which should be important in the next coming rounds. Medium throw, I think his goal is to just get Hulk out of dodge. And if it hits the truck, Hulk will take a damage, which is going to be enough to put him at that extra dice worth of attacks. So Hulk being staggered sucks, but I know characters that are significantly worse off with that. And Groot has a second action. Okay. He's using his second action, and he is going to be attacking into Honey Badger. Honey Badger is spending the memory token. I'm not sure I agree with that personally. Blocking 2, 3 incoming damage. He didn't get the crit, so I don't know why you're adding an extra die there, Lou. It still gets the 1 damage through. That's going to be a dazed Honey Badger. I personally don't agree with the use of the memory token. I feel like you're very okay with Honey Badger going down here. Because that's going to give priority back to Lou now. Lord Hobo Joe has 2 activations. Now that Honey Badger is dazed, Luke only has 2 activations now too. X-23, I mean, the only 2 characters left to go are Nebula and Star-Lord. X-23 can definitely get to Nebula and probably get her out of there. And has a free attack into Star-Lord as well. We still haven't seen that power being spent from Doctor Strange for Follow Me yet. Are we seeing a Lovable Misfits turn? We are seeing a Lovable Misfits turn. So Lovable Misfits, he gets to re-roll a die for every character that spends power, and they get to do a cool effect. It looks like Star-Lord got to move small. Power hasn't been spent there either. Nebula has rolled, and Nebula rolled a blank, which I believe is a small move as well. Nebula's getting out of the way of X-23. This is a very interesting turn. I don't know who's rolling now, but it's a shield. I'm going to assume that this is the only character left, which would be Groot. Rocket can't play it because he's dazed. I can't remember what a shield does. What does a shield do? Immediately advance small. So he's probably just going to place himself a little bit better. Interesting turn to drop it. Lovable Misfits. I think he was probably the movement on Star Lord was great because now Star Lord's in a much safer spot. The movement on Nebula is also great. Again, gets her out of X-23 range. Very important. And then Groot is also falling back to get within bodyguard range of Rocket. A little late. A little late. Your raccoon friend is dead. And the objective's in the middle of the table. Okay, so this play looks to me that Lord Hobo Joe is sacrificing the researcher here, because the only character who can move in and even contest it is going to be Star Lord, and that actually gives Lou full agency of the center of the board here. So what did we see? We saw Follow Me. We saw Lovable Misfits being played. Interesting. I'm gonna quickly send Luke a message here because Follow Me costs 6 power, and Doctor Strange can do a lot with his power. I just want to make sure that that's being done properly. Give me a second here. You know what? I don't want. I don't want to. I'm at a bit of a dilemma here. I feel like I should be reaching in and saying, "Hey guys, make sure that this is accounted for properly." But at the exact same time, I don't want Lord Hobo Joe to feel like I am backseat gaming for Lou. So I'm gonna leave it. Hopefully, they both watch the VOD after this and see, because there's no way Doctor Strange should have that power, especially if Follow Me got flipped. So X-23 looks like she's going into Doctor Strange here. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, that's a good roll. One wild here would tip it over the edge. No, okay, so that's going to be 5 going into Doctor Strange here. And Doctor Strange is going to be choosing to reroll. He's only blocking 1. That's a Doctor Strange being dazed there. And that was a Claw Rush. So that means that X-23 is going to be able to advance medium. This is my favorite type of X-23, the one that murders everybody. So X-23 can now move medium as a part of Claw Rush, and then which would then allow her to trigger Frenzy. So she should be able to move medium and then perform an X-Slash. A medium move should be able to get her to here. She'll definitely be in range of Groot. She might not be in range of Star-Lord, but that's going to give her a really cool opportunity to come in and access the rest of the board. This roster is so fast. I love how quick Weapon X can be. Absolutely love it. So it's just a matter of where he decides he wants to go. So the medium move. Okay, so it looks like he's going to be targeting Groot here. Smart decision. And the reason this is a smart decision is because Groot has already gone. Groot has an activated token, which means that assuming that X-23 doesn't daze someone who hasn't gone, i.e. Nebula or Star-Lord, then you're not impacting priority. Priority is going to be so important here. Or ignore me entirely. Ignore me entirely. Stupid Sexy Strange goes down. X-23 is going on a murderous rampage, and I think absolutely wants to cut into Star-Lord or Groot here. Chooses Groot. Chooses Groot. Good decision here. So this will be a 5 dice physical into 4. Groot is blocking 2 currently. Has the critical. Critical again, also from weapon from X-23. Doesn't get the wild. That's 3 blocks here. The wild here from the reroll should allow for a pierce. Doesn't. Okay, so that's 4 to 3. That's still squeaking a damage through. Groot goes to 4 damage. And that is off of 1 attack. So 1 attack from X-23 triggered Frenzy. So now X-23 has a whole nother attack. Now, Frenzy can only be used once per turn. So if she was able to daze Groot, she wouldn't then be able to re-trigger it. which that would be absolutely busted. But X-23 now has another action and can claw rush again into Groot, in range of Nebula, in range of Star Lord, wills her oyster, but gets a medium move off of it as well, which would allow her to end on the Witness. Not very important because she is injured, which means that she doesn't. Star Lord would have prio on the objective basically because he's a healthy character. Spent the 2 power doing a claw rush. Looks like it's going into Groot. Fantastic choice to preserve priority. Groot only blocks 1. X-23 murders him. X-23 absolutely, yep, okay, yep, yep. That is a perfectly normal. This is my favorite part about MCP sometimes is you roll a 6 dice attack and you do 6 damage. I played. Hopefully, my friend Lucas doesn't mind me bringing this up. My friend Lucas and we played at an event recently at the Game Chamber. He rolled a 6 dice attack and did 8 damage to me. He did 8 damage to me, and he dazed my stupid Sexy Strange in one go. It was absolutely brutal. What is happening with the roll in this game? Your guess is as good as mine, Bojazz. Your guess is as good as mine. When Logan and X-23 explode, they kill everybody. They kill absolutely everybody. I have never seen more characters with a higher body count than these two. Mr. Robert, yep, yep. That's all you can say. Sometimes you just gotta look at the dice and be like, yeah, I guess. Sure. And he decided to use the medium move to go back to the researcher. That's actually a really good play by Lou there. And it looks like we're going. It's a 6 die attack here. I think we're going with Nebula into Logan here. Nebula gets to reroll everything into Logan. Yeah. Logan blanked out, which sucks. But Nebula only gets the 3 successes. That's going to be 3 damage into Logan. Which, if anybody knows Logan, which you all should by now, Logan loves power. And exceptional healing is online here as well. Might not be a bad time to break it out. Nebula gets... Yeah, there we go. Okay, using the power there. So it's just going to be probably a 5 dice strike. Probably... Oh, probably had the lots of power from the damage there. So 2... Holy Logan! Logan! Spent a memory token here, I think. Logan! What? What? 4 crits on a defense roll? What? Logan blocks 5 of 4 damage, but now gets to move medium. Or move small towards the attacker if he remembers that part of the affiliation. Don't think he did. Logan's in a pretty good spot. Now the only character left to go for Lord Hobo Joe is Star-Lord. Last character left to go for Lou is Hulk. Wolverine. Logan is in an absolutely amazing spot for next turn. Absolutely amazing spot. He's got a beam option here to go over all 3, depending on where Star-Lord goes, and then always he can just beam backwards as well. He's only going to have he'll have the power for one of them, so we won't be able to do everything he wants to do, but we'll have to wait and see. Hulk, let's see what Hulk has to do. Hulk has a stagger token, sorry. So that is has to be his first action is to shake the stagger. So functionally, you only get the 1 action during that turn. So we'll have to see what he wants to do. He obviously wants to get into the action here. His reach is pretty good. I don't think he can get to Star-Lord. He might try and get to the objective. We did see him measuring up towards the top objective. Personally, I think that's a waste of his threat. So we'll have to see where he decides to go. We'll also have to see what Star-Lord decides to do on his turn, because Star-Lord's got plenty of characters he can reach out and touch. So Hulk can spend 3 power, I think it is, for a Gamma Leap. Yeah, 3 power for a Gamma Leap, which allows him to place within range 2. It looks like he is going to go after that top point. Interesting. Okay. Ooh! Wait, he measured to Strange. Why did he mention Strange? He can't interact with Strange. Okay, so he's going to move. That's his Gamma Leap. which is a superpower, not an action. So he still has an action. So he's probably just going to move small. You still got a whole nother move, buddy. Oof! What a turn! What a turn! Logan. I mean, sure. Logan made a fur hat out of Rocket, picked up the dossier, and is going to have a very stressful next turn for Lord Hobo Joe. Remember, he gets 2 extra dice on his attacks, so his builder is now 7 dice. His spender, his beam, is now 9 dice. 9 dice. It's going to be disgusting. So Star-Lord is shooting into Logan, and that's a really good roll from Star-Lord. And that's not a good roll from Logan. That's going to be 5 damage. 4 damage, sorry. Now, I don't think this is a good use of exceptional healing, but let's see if Luke decides he wants to use it. I think that you're totally okay with Logan dazing here. He'll drop the dossier. He is! Alright, so he's going to drop the dossier. So now the onus is on Lord Hobo Joe on where it goes. There's not really a good spot because Logan can access pretty much everywhere around here. That might actually be the smarter of the choices. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Logan can still get there. That's the absolute terrifying part. It doesn't matter where you put it. Logan's going to get there. I know he's got his second action. He might just go and contest the middle. Leave that researcher. Leave the civilian. Maybe not. Yeah, that's smart. Get your guaranteed 2 points. Absolutely. Damage mitigation here. So this is going to be a 4-2 round for Lou. So Lou's going to be jumping up to 8, and Lord Hobo Joe is going to be going to 2 points. So. Yep. Perfect. 8-2. Okay, still looking really good for Lou here, and he's got a really good round ahead of him. So Logan can very easily get to the dossier. He would have to attack Nebula to get there. Perhaps not the best play, because then he's not going to have a really good opportunity to make the most of it. Just remembering to heal 1 off of Nebula, I think. So, because Lord Hobo Joe is controlling this witness, Lou gets to move it, and he's going to move it back over here. And this witness over here, because Lou is controlling it, Lord Hobo Joe gets to place it. So I'll be interested to see what he does with this one. Woof. Woof, what a turn. I love it. Absolutely love it. Now Logan, this is the super scary part. Logan's got enough power for a double beam. He doesn't have the dossier, but it's still 7 dice. It's still 7 dice on every target you decide to hit. But he also has plenty of other toys to play with, choices to make. So now we get to move the researcher. Whoever's controlling the researcher gets to place it within 2. You want to put it towards. Sorry, you don't want to. You have choices. You can take it further back. But if you are controlling it and it's within range of your evac point, which is the one on the opposite side of the board, you do get an extra victory point. I see a lot of people play very conservatively with it. They want to pull it back towards you, being like, haha, you have to come and get it. But at the exact same time, sometimes that's what your opponent wants. And as you can see, Luke is playing almost primarily in his opponent's side of the board, which is also where Lord Hobo Joe wants to be. Please don't throw the witness off the roof. No witnesses. It seems like something Mayor Fisk would do. He's got to keep the city in order. Okay, alright, so we've got an 8-2 game going into round 3. Priority is with Lou the Lunatic. They are remembering now to get a memory token from Logan dazing. So we will now have to see where he decides to go. Winging It tokens being handed out to Doctor Strange, Star-Lord, and Groot. Good choice. Has identified that Groot is probably going to get punched a whole bunch now that he is back within range 2 of Rocket. We'll have to see what Logan wants to do here. He's got a lot of, like, again, like I said, he's got a lot of choices. He's got a lot of choices. Very, very tasty. Measuring honey badger. Okay. We're reaching the point of the game where maintaining priority might not be as important as it is. Now, Luke does still have the one model down, so he can afford to daze one and still get away with it, but you've got the opportunity here. Rocket and Groot and Doctor Strange are all injured. If you can drop a model off of the table, that is absolutely worth losing priority over. Absolutely worth. All right, so Logan is being pinged. Logan looks like he is first up. What are we doing? Now, this is going to be an interesting choice here because if he chooses to go off of Rocket, it can be bodyguarded over to Groot. But that might not be a bad decision because he does have. He's spending 3 power and he's using what I do isn't very nice, which is an X/attack, which has a throw built into it as well. So he has a really cool choice. He has a really cool opportunity here. Oops, sorry. He has a really cool opportunity to get Groot out of the way. He can throw Groot away, get Rocket outside of range 2 of that, and isolate Rocket. If he isolates Rocket and is able to remove him from the table, that removes Deadly Duo, which is a crazy card, especially now that both Groot and Rocket are full on power. So we'll have to decide. We'll have to see who he's deciding to go into. Actually, he spent 4 power. Maybe he's beaming here. Looks like he might be. He's going to be doing the beam. Ooh, smart. Going into Groot first. He's going to go into Nebula. He's going to place off of it and hopefully get the dossier. So, okay, he gets the Pierce, which pierces the nothing. And then, okay, so he was able to get 4 successes. He's using the winging it token here, and he is going to be blocking 1, which gets pierced. So it's still going to be 4 damage on to Groot. And then he's got another 7 dice physical attack going on to the 1 health Nebula. He took 1 damage from the Senator. From the... Not the Senator. What am I talking about? The Witness. There we go. Only blocks 1. That's enough to daze, so Nebula dazes. Logan gets to place off of that, which is going to be more than enough to get him in range of the dossier. And now he has the power to do a what I do isn't very nice. He can pick up the dossier, do a what I do isn't very nice attack with 7 dice. And I think he was... Oh, now I know what he was measuring. He was measuring the range 3 off of Honey Badger. Because if Logan's outside of range 3 of his allies, he gets to reroll 2 dice, which is fantastic. So now the question is, who does Logan go into? And there's only one answer, unfortunately. The answer has to be Groot, because they're within range 2 of each other. So even if he targets Rocket, it's going to get bounced into Groot. Groot only has 3 left, which is going to be... This might be a dead Groot, which again also gets rid of Deadly Duo. He spent the 3 power. Yeah, Mr. Robert. Yeah, he has the power. So he's going to be spending 3 power for a what I do isn't very nice to hopefully get the throw off, get some extra damage down. 7 dice builder gets the critical. Groot has blocked 2 of it. There is no pierce. Groot has blocked 2. So Groot is only going to be taking 1 point of damage here, so it's not enough to kill him. But the what I do isn't very nice does have the throw attached to it as well, which I think is a small throw. It is a small throw, but he can throw in any direction. So I think what's probably going to end up happening, I don't know where he wants to try and throw. So we'll have to see where he wants to go here. I suppose it was just about time for Logan to not spike a model off the table. Now Groot has enough power for 2 I Am Groots, which is very, very scary. I think more importantly here, he wants to throw him out of Deadly Duo range. He's going to place within range 1 right there onto the witness. Very, very smart. And he's going to throw... Make sure you're not overlapping there. Perfect. And then he's going to throw Groot. Small. Nope, you don't want to do that. So Rocket has a really cool ability here. Rocket ignores collision damage because he is nimble. Now this was an interesting train. So I've played Guardians pretty much since when they had their old affiliation, which, ask me another day, was absolutely garbage. But one of the biggest ways that you could counter Rocket and Groot is you could throw Groot at Rocket, which was almost a guaranteed days on Rocket. It was absolutely dumb. His biggest enemy was his bestest friend, which was never ideal. So now Rocket has that change, so now he blocks all of that. And Doctor Strange took the full force of the incoming tree and only has 2 health left. So he might not have got any models off the table except for a 1 health Nebula. Are all Groot's powers I am Groot's? Not quite. So his first attack is literally just called a strike. His spender, which costs 5 power, is called I am Groot. Now, on the top left of the card, I would like to point out that it's got his name and then his alias, and his alias is I am Groot. I wish everything on his card just said I am Groot. Maybe that's a customized card option in the future. But that was a pretty good turn for Logan. He didn't remove models from the table with the exception of Nebula, but he has put them in very dangerous positions. Groot has bleed, which means he effectively needs to shake that, otherwise he's going to die. Doctor Strange only has 2 health left. Now, Patch Up is available. Patch Up will allow either of those characters to heal the other by up to 5 points of damage. So that is likely going to be where what happens in order to make sure that one of those characters can stay alive. But Lord Hobo Joe is going to assess his options here. He's got plenty of them. Logan is a scary piece. And just when you think the game might be attainable for both players, you remember that there's a Hulk. He's just chilling over there on a building. I'm gonna change. He's just staring menacingly. This camera angle isn't very flattering. Looks a little derpy from this angle, but he's menacingly staring menacingly. Okay, Lord Hobo Joe, what are we gonna do here? We've got some good options here. We've got some scary options as well. He's got to start getting back onto these points. He's been playing this witness really well, trying to move it out to the side, trying to lure Lou the Lunatic off to one side and keep one of his characters at bay. But I think he's been neglecting the researcher a little bit too much. He played for it round 1 and then moved away from it round 2. So now he really has to start taking models off the board. He has to, like Logan, Honey Badger, and X-23 are all injured. He's got to start removing models to be able to come back in this game. I don't know what is being done here. I think some health was being removed there. I think the play is going to be a patch up. I think it's just a matter of who plays it onto who. Patch up, the character that plays the card has to spend the power and heal somebody else. So Groot would play the card to heal Doctor Strange, or vice versa, but they can't play it on themselves. There used to be a card that did that. It was called Medpack, and I'm really glad that it's no longer a thing, because the Medpack field dressing meta was not enjoyable. So Doctor Strange is going. He is using Scalpel of Strange onto himself, which means he gets to place within range 3. Now, he should have 10 power. I'm just trying to take into account the Follow Me power that wasn't. Ooh, he's using his spender. Okay, so he would have had. Would have had 6 power less at the end of the last turn, but then he dazed. So he should still be at 10 power. I think it'll balances out. I think it'll balances out, so it's not as important. But now he's using his Spender, which is a 7 dice mystic attack area 2, which means it's going to catch every enemy within range 2, which is going to be Logan, going to be Honey Badger. The problem, well, actually, I don't think it's the problem. Allied characters do not suffer damage, which is very important because otherwise he'd be killing his own Groot. So that's 2 dice, which means this could be Honey Badger, this could be Logan. That is going to be 6 successes into whomever is taking it. Logan is going to die. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. He doesn't have anything. It looks like Honey Badger is playing exceptional healing here to only take 1 point of damage. He is correctly ascertained that that is going to be the smarter play. Now the problem is here, Lord Hobo Joe, if he spikes this roll and gets another 6 damage through on Logan, that's going to be a dead Logan. There's not a whole lot that we can do there. But Logan is spending a memory token, so he will be rolling 4 dice here. That's a pretty good roll there. That's a good rainbow roll from Lord Hobo Joe. He's going to be doing 3. Logan's only blocking 1 here. Now, Lord Hobo Joe has the choice of being able to reroll Orb of Agamotto, or Eye of Agamotto, sorry. He could reroll the whole thing. He's only doing 3 damage right now, but he's going to use his Winging It token first. Okay. Uses Winging It token, gets an additional 1, that's 4 damage. Blocking the 1, so he'd get 3 through. If he's okay with that, he does have the option to use Eye of Agamotto to reroll everything now if he chooses to. Oh, okay. You know what? I missed something. I missed Ankle Biter. Not Ankle Biter, Too Dangerous to Ignore. Honey Badger played Too Dangerous to Ignore and ate the second half of that attack, so Logan didn't take any damage. That is a smart play. Same game earlier that I was mentioning against Lucas. I also forgot that Honey Badger can take that attack. Very, very important. So now Doctor Strange has to do a 5 dice builder into Logan here. And Logan is spending a memory token, is only blocking the 1. Now, the builder has Pierce, so that means that if he's doing at least 6 damage here, it's going to go through. Only does... So it does have Pierce, so that should actually be 4 damage through on Logan. I think they've only calculated the 3, so Logan should actually have 1 less health. Because that's 1, 2, 3, 4. It does have a Pierce, so that would get rid of that. That was a very, very smart play from Lou to put that on Honey Badger. And he's using Patch Up. And he's healed... Oh, Rocket played Patch Up. Rocket played Patch Up to heal Doctor Strange. Logan should have 1 extra damage on him. But Logan is not going. Oh, Logan's already gone. Hi. Hi, it's me. I worked all day. I'm tired. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. It's not that I'm a filthy amateur, and I promise. Bleed was removed as well from Groot. Now, the other part of Doctor Strange's area is if he rolls a wild, he can remove a special condition. If he rolls a wild and a shield in the attack, he can remove damage as well. It doesn't look like he removed a whole lot of damage, but he was able to remove the bleed. Now, Hulk has thrown the tree into Doctor Strange, so the tree is now gone, and Doctor Strange looks like he's going to be taking 2 points of damage here, because Groot is size 3, plus 1 for the throw, so that is going to be 2 points of damage to Doctor Strange. Good move from Hulk. Now, I believe that was a Gamma Leap and to a throw, so he should still have his 2 actions left. So he can probably just move into a punch range, potentially. But the tree is gone, which, as Lord Hobo Joe has already done, has flipped Deadly Duo. Deadly Duo requires both characters to use the ability. Hi, we are all amateurs, don't worry. Thank you, Mr. Robert. That does make me feel a lot better. Normally, I've got a second caster to go with, so I'm able to bounce ideas off. Now I've just been talking to myself, which I'm positive is nowhere close to a sign of insanity. So now Hulk is using his second action I guess is his first action. Yeah, because he Gamma Leapt and throw. He still has his actions. So he's using his first action to stay within range of the researcher, but also stay within fisticuffs range of Doctor Strange. He'll be rolling his 8 dice physical attack because he has the extra damage on him into Doctor Strange's 3. Strange is blocking 2. That's a good roll. Hulk is rolling 7 with 3 crits. Oh my god. And explodes all 3. That's 10. Oh my god. Who hurt you, Hulk? Who hurt you? Oh. You're learning lots, Mr. Robert. That makes me feel a ton better. How many games have you played, Mr. Robert? I'm interested to know if you've played a whole lot. Like what affiliations do you play a lot of? What would you like to see more of? What would you like to see less of? I know I need to work on my ums and ahs, but I would love your input. So Doctor Strange is gone now, so it looks like we're rolling a 5 dice attack into. I think this might be a Star-Lord attacking into Logan. Yeah, it was a Star-Lord attack into Logan. 2 damage, looks like it got through. So Logan is alive with 1 health, and Star-Lord might just want to double tap. Did you say 10? Yes, I said 10. That was 10 damage on a 8-dice attack. Dice. Just got here a few minutes ago. Looks like a bloodbath. Oh, Luke, yeah, absolutely has been. Round 1, X-23 dazed. And then Logan went ham on Rocket. He did like 7 damage to a Rocket in the back line. Picked up the dossier. Hulk just smashed everybody. And I think I don't know what's happening here. I'm 90% sure that Star-Lord went into Logan. Oh no, it was Groot. That was Rocket. Rocket went into Logan. Logan is alive with 1 health. We still have Star-Lord. We're probably not going to see Logan at the end of this turn unless X-23 has something to say about it. 5 with Lou so far, loving Quicksilver and Scarlet. Oh, love it. So are you taking so they're obviously affiliated with like Brotherhood and Avengers. Where are you finding is their best home, Mr. Robert? I love Scarlet Witch. I love the model. I love her rules. I've been trying to find a really good home for her. I hear that she's got a really nice home in Hydra because she's able to heal herself by handing out all of those conditions. But I'd love to hear what you're putting her in. X-23 is doing a 3 crit claw slash into Star-Lord by the looks of it. Gets the 4th success, gets the reroll, but Star-Lord is blocking 3. No pierce, so that means it's only going to be 2 damage going through. 2 damage going through onto Star-Lord. And Star-Lord has plenty of power. I smell a double full auto turn. Brotherhood so far. Brotherhood's great. Have you been trying more Mystique, or have you been trying more Magneto? Because I know that Magneto has that card, difficult to please, with Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. I've only managed to get it off once. I love that card. I love cards that have such a niche activation. All right, so X-23 has gone. I believe that's the end of her turn. So now Star-Lord is going into Logan. Yeah, Star-Lord can probably get rid of Logan here. Only 2 successes into the 1. That's more than enough to say goodbye to Logan. Yeah, bye-bye, Logan. You brutalized them. Yeah, Magneto, absolutely. I love Magneto. We don't see him as often as we'd like, but I absolutely love Magneto. He's a very scary. You know what? I have the worst luck with Magneto. I think I've played Magneto Brotherhood probably 4 times, and every single time I play him, he dies. He dies. He has so much health. 6 defense dice when he's putting things onto his helmet. I don't know how I managed to do it, but he dies every single game, and it's brutal. Absolutely brutal. Speaking of brutal, this game all of a sudden went from 9 characters on the board. Now we only have 5. only two left for Lou the Lunatic, so we're kind of hoping. I guess Lou needs Hulk to punch well above his weight. I don't know what attack this is, but that's five successes. Um, I'm going to assume this was a hit and run going into X23. Uh, yeah, because we got a reroll going on right here. So we got a winging it token being spent as well. That's actually six successes onto one block. If this is what I think it is, I think X23 is dead too. Yeah. Okay. All right. So in the space of in the space of maybe four activations, we just removed five characters from the board. Okay. Okay. So now it's Hulk versus Star Lord and Rocket and Nebula. And Luke is going to be scoring 2 points. Lord Hobo Joe is going to be scoring 2 points. So it's going to be 10-4. Hulk Hulk needs to overachieve this turn. Dossier is now a dead card. No one, like, he could pick it up if he wants to, but it's not going to mean anything. Fallback is now still available, but I don't know how relevant it's going to be. What do we have? Magneto, poor Magneto. No, Lou. Wow, that's quite the attrition. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Let's do a quick recap of exactly how that went down. So Logan went first, was able to pick up the dossier, was able to throw Groot out of range of Bodyguard. It's basically with the plan of attacking Rocket or even getting rid of Deadly Duo. Throws the tree into Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange takes 4 damage. Groot stays on. Groot lives with 1. Then Doctor Strange comes back in, does his area attack, does the first one onto Honey Badger, which leaves her. He uses exceptional healing, which I thought was a weird play, but then used Too Dangerous to Ignore to eat the second area attack, which was extremely smart. I guess Lord Hobo Joe must have forgotten about that ability, kind of like how I did. So that's where Honey Badger goes down. Then Hulk goes, throws Doctor Strange, throws the tree into Doctor Strange, which KOs the tree. Then Hulk punches Doctor Strange, which KOs Strange. Then Rocket goes and does a bunch of damage to Logan, puts him on 1. Then Star-Lord goes, KOs Logan with only the 1 damage that was left, but then spikes on Laura to KO Laura. Woof. And now we've got Hulk versus the world. He has priority. KOs the tree. Yeah. I couldn't remember to say Sexy Strange, and apparently I couldn't remember to say Groot the entire game. But so now we've got a 10-4 game. It's Hulk versus 3. Hulk has prio. You could get absolutely greedy and go with Hulk to maybe smash everybody. He's got no displacements, so the only control Lord Hobo Joe has now is killing Hulk, which is easier said than done. Like Rocket has a double Hadron Enforcer. Nebula gets full rerolls against him. I think he's outside of range 3 right now. But I'm actually really intrigued to see. This is kind of like those chess games where you're running low on pieces and you like every move really matters and how you set up everything really matters. Because realistically, it's come down to who can control. I don't think it comes down to who can control the researcher, but if Lord Hobo Joe wants to win this, he needs to get rid of the Hulk, and he's going first. Lou is taking it. Okay, so Lou is putting himself in position for these two, meaning that you have to get rid of the Hulk to score either of these. Star-Lord is healthy. Who are we attacking here? Oh, okay. Rocket's doing a booby traps into Hulk. Gets 2 damage through, which will very much help. That's only 14 health left on Hulk to get rid of. Now, Hulk's attack priority here is very important. Personally, I feel like he should be punching Star-Lord. because he's the only healthy character left. He's the only character that can stop him from scoring a flat 4 points here. Throw the bus? That's a great idea, Mr. Robot. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know what? That's actually a smarter play. Throw the bus at Star-Lord. If that does it, then you just punch Rocket or Nebula, get them off the board too. That's a very good point. I hope Hulk is within range 2 here. I think Star-Lord is supposed to be the target. He's the only healthy character left, which means he's the only one that can counter. Heck yeah. Just like you said, we're throwing the bus at Star-Lord. Oop, Star-Lord's blocking 2. Gets the crit. Star-Lord's only blocking 2. I think that was a size 5 Tisa terrain. I think that's 3 damage. He's using his winging a token to block. Smart. Okay, so he blocks 3. So that means he's only taking 2. This should leave him on 1 health. It does. Okay, so that means that Hulk has to punch into Star-Lord. Smart play. Smart play to throw the bus first. You're absolutely right, Mr. Robert. You always want to... Personal opinion. I feel like you always want to throw terrain first. If you throw terrain first, it can affect the rest of your action economy. Because if he dazes Star-Lord there, he doesn't have to try and go after Star-Lord. Now, I don't know if Star-Lord would... Oh, Star-Lord's definitely within range 2 here. Definitely within range 2. So then you go for him, no? Yeah, so I think the bus was size 4. And when you throw terrain, whenever you throw anything, the character that's dodging has to block that size minus plus 1. So technically, the bus is size 4. That's 5 incoming damage. That's a defensive reroll. He's attacking Nebula. Nebula blocks 1. That's still 5 damage. So Nebula... Oh, and then he's throwing. Okay, so Nebula's dead. And then Star-Lord... Because he rolled the wild for the throw. No, it's a push. It's a push. It's a push. It's a push. Oh, he Hulk smashed. Never mind. It comes with the throw. And Star-Lord blocks 2. Star-Lord's dazed. Yeah, okay, so never mind. Hulk used the Hulk Smash attack, which on a wild triggers a throw. So he's Hulk Smashed Nebula, put her down to 1 health, threw him into Star-Lord, which does the 1 less damage, and then Star-Lord had to make a dodge roll, which he then blocked 2, but needed to block 3, so Star-Lord is then dazed. The only character that he has left is Rocket, so Rocket straight up needs to kill Hulk this round. You know what sucks? Oh man, even after such a gruesome turn, Hulk gets to go first next round. Perfect turn for Hulk? Absolutely. That's the only way it could have been better is if Star-Lord dazed to the bus, and then he got the attack onto Nebula and then the attack onto Rocket. But that's just asking a little bit too much. That was an absolutely outstanding turn for Hulk. So now Rocket's going to be doing a double Hadron Enforcer, or a single. Oh, he used Booby Trap, so he can only do a single now. So he's just trying to do as much damage as possible to Hulk. That's 4. Hulk's blocking 2. Hulk doesn't have the power, so Hulk is going to take 2. Doesn't have the power. I'm talking way too quickly right now. He has Hulk, not Puny Banner, can spend 4 power against a physical or energy attack and can reroll any of the dice, including skulls. So now we're doing a regular attack, so it's going to be 4 going into 2, so that's going to be another 2 points of damage. Exploding the crit. My apologies. So blocking 3 is only going to be taking 1. Hulk is very happy with that. Hulk, there you go. I was saying it right from the beginning of the game. The model, like Logan, X-23, and Honey Badger were in the space, but we had a Hulk hiding at the top of the map, waiting to come in and pounce. And now he's just going to go do the extra point of damage. It's 14-4 on round 5. This is only a 6-point game. So the most Lord Hobo Joe could possibly score if he scores everything is 10. So the game the game has been decided unless Lord Hobo Joe can kill Hulk. He has a Star Lord with 3 power and a Rocket with 4 power to do so. But here's the thing: Hulk is within range 2 of both. Hulk is within range 2 of both. Hulk can just win the game by killing both of them. Or he can run away. He can double move, Gamma Leap, and effectively just call the game quits. As Mr. Schick is saying in the chat, Hulk should just run away. That is the guaranteed win. Double small move away into a Gamma Leap. He ends up over here, or he could go sit on the objective if he really wants to wrap up those points. But staying within range 2 of both Rocket and staying within range 4 of both of them, allowing them to double tap, is your lose condition. Ooh, he's measuring the range too. I think the bloodthirstiness is there. What's he gonna do? The spirit of fun. Will it outwin? Yeah, plus fallback. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Alright, what's gonna happen? We're spending... I think he's Hulk smash. I think he's Hulk smashing. Oh no, he's throwing. He's gonna throw Star-Lord into... No, don't do that. You tried doing that earlier. Okay, so Rocket takes no damage and Star-Lord takes 1. So again, nimble. Character does not suffer damage from collisions. So Rocket takes absolutely no damage. That was a 2 power for 1 damage. He still has the power to Gamma Leap. He can get out of dodge, but the throw was a little weird. I feel like if he was going to throw, he should throw Star-Lord away. Make him move at least once, especially if you're not planning on actually running away. Lou's so thirsty. I mean, after watching this absolute bloodthirsty game, I don't blame him. I really don't blame him. This has been a fantastic game to watch. Here we go. This is Hulk. He's Gamma Leaping away. And he's just going to move on to the point. So securing this point will get him his 16. He'll get him to there, and then Lord Hobo Joe is going to have virtually no choice but to rack up his 4 points and finish the game at 8. He might be able to move Rocket into range to do a single attack, but I don't think a single 5 dice... Oh, he's got the power for it. He might be able to roll a 7 dice. He's going to have to roll nothing but crits here. It doesn't even look like those measurement tools are going to line up for him. Yeah, so he's just gonna take his 8 points and call it there. Oh my goodness me. Oh, wow. That round 4 was absolutely disgusting. Logan rolled... Logan dying, Honey Badger died, X-23 died, Doctor Strange died, Groot died, all in the same round. That was disgusting. Actually, Groot and Doctor Strange died in the same turn, as did Logan and Honey Badger in the same turn. GG. GG. That was definitely a good game to watch. That was an absolutely good game to watch. That was a lot of fun. Normally, I guess this is where I would jump into the lobby and ask some questions, do some interview stuff. I'm probably not going to, just because I've been talking for an hour and a half. I'm sure I'm sick of my own voice. I can't imagine that you guys are any less sick of my voice. But thank you so much for coming and watching this game, and I'm glad that you were able to watch this game. This was an absolute demolition. I don't necessarily think that either player played too wrong either. I think that X-23 going in the middle early could have been a misplay. Like, obviously, hindsight's 2020, getting dazed in one round. When you're going against Guardians, you don't want to give them those free shots straight away. But I was actually very surprised to see Lord Hobo Joe not utilize his range 5 attack as often as he did. In fact, I don't think he used it once. He has a range 5, 6 dice attack that you can make any type, and you can give poison. And poison onto characters like Logan, just to slow them down, is very, very important. Didn't use that attack a lot. Could have been a really good artillery piece. Got nice and close early and let Lu kind of run rampant into the team. Um, but yeah, that was I think Doctor Strange played a little bit too far forward. I think X-23 played a little bit too far forward early on, but then those turns, those rounds that everyone was just rolling super hot, which makes for entertaining watching, but can obviously be very frustrating for the players involved. And the dossier didn't play a huge role this game, but it was very entertaining to watch Luke dive into the back line and absolutely murderate Rocket Raccoon. That was entertaining. All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. It looks like Lou has begun his run into getting the first round or getting the top cut by next season. Starts off with a win. Fantastic performance by him. I'm looking forward to following his journey, and hopefully you'll be able to join us too. This VOD will be available on our YouTube, so check out the link. I've shared the link there. I'll be sharing the link later on as well, so please feel free to let that out and leave some comments on there. It really does help me out. It helps us to grow, and helps me know how I can be better as a host and how I can be better as a commentator. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much for participating in the chat. It means a lot to me, and I hope to see you guys again in the future. So thank you.